Hello?
Did you know that the average farmer only makes $30,000 a year?
What?
And LeBron James just signed a 4-year contract for $153 million.
That's ridiculous.
I know.
This extreme difference in paychecks is why we need to protect and help local farmers. 80% of the world's food is produced from family farms. How many times have you found out where you got your food from? How many times have you gone to a farmer's market and bought fresh produce? Have you ever seen or helped produce your own food? If you don't know your answer to these questions, I suggest getting out there and being a better supporter of local farms. I've always been interested in advocating for local farms, from living near one, working at one, and my family owning one. And I learned a lot about how much work goes into producing food, how much good you can do, and how much you can provide for your own community. Local farms help clean the air around the community, strengthen the community, make a healthier one, and provide jobs for those in the community. So why do we even need local farms? Throughout the world, throughout the nation, and throughout every single community, people are going hungry. In the United States, 49 million Americans are food insecure, meaning that they lack access to enough food for an active, healthy life. That equates to about 1 in 6 people and includes nearly 16 million children. How many times have you heard about or seen food insecurity or people going hungry? If you don't know one personally, I'm positive you've seen it in the news or in stories. We tend to forget that urban areas don't have access to fresh produce or proximity to farms. We tend to ignore the issues that other people have since we don't have it ourselves. And when somebody does experience food insecurity and reaches out to our community, we haven't really been trained on how to respond because we don't have that issue. Being food insecure and being too scared to say anything leads to a severe case of food insecurity. For instance, if a kid does not have enough food at home, he might not eat breakfast. When he gets home and he knows his brothers and sisters haven't had breakfast either, he may skip dinner. And this just keeps continuing passing the hunger from one person to another, and it doesn't benefit anybody. Now, there's a way to break this chain reaction. It's to target the areas where food insecurity is prominent, and having local farms come down and explain what they do and show them how they might be able to grow a rooftop garden or do farmers markets. There are a lot of different ways that you could go that you could help end food security in your own community. You could go and support local farms. You could learn more and start your own garden for your personal use so that local farms have more produce for food insecure people. You could vote for politicians that have farmers' support in legislature to help farmers. Just make sure you always think about your local farms and support them because they are dying. And these are only a few ways that you can help local farms. There are a multitude of other ways you can. Agriculture and local farms have been a cornerstone of civilization since the beginning. Even in the Bible, Genesis 1:11, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit. Supporting one local farm supports all local farms. Example, if you support your local dairy farm by buying their products, 10% of it goes back to them. So the more you buy their products, the cheaper their products will get. And with this decrease of cost of goods, it means more people can get food. It will lessen the amount of food insecure people in your community. And then the person you just helped will become more engaged in the community and be able to help more people just from you supporting that one dairy farm. Now, you know, with just supporting one supporting action, you can affect multiple people's lives. Imagine yourself going to a farmer's market and buying fresh vegetables and fruits from your neighbor. Now, how do you think that makes them feel? How do you think that supports them and lets them grow as a company? And next time they come to this farmer's market, they may have a wider variety of produce and maybe even better produce because they could buy fertilizer with your support. Or imagine growing your own food for your own family and being able to cook with fresh produce that you grew with your own hands. There's no disadvantages. It's a win-win situation. It's a good example for yourself and your kids about perseverance and hard work. Also, you can feel proud about that you built this and you put that together. And we all know that if we make something with our own hands and pour our own blood, sweat, and tears into it, we appreciate it more and we enjoy it certainly a lot. And you can't just say that you're going to do these things, you actually have to do it. It's hard, but it's super rewarding. With the commercialization of farming and how many people don't know where you're getting your food, even if they can put food on the table, it's so important to support your local agriculture companies. According to Divya Singh, since the food is local and directly given to supermarkets, there's often less waste, which is great for the environment and it helps cut down on pollution. Now, if you go online, you can find a lot of different schedules for farmers markets. You can go out and support these local businesses, and you can try to go to one of the farmers markets, or even go to one of the ways to support them. But as long as you get out there and try to attempt, every little good deed helps. Try one of these random acts anytime you want, and maybe even go with your own ideas, such as starting your own garden. Be honest, sincere, and generous with your support. Who knows? Maybe one day nobody will suffer from food insecurity, and we won't have to eat processed foods anymore, and everything can become natural. Let's hope that you are one of those driving forces for this change. Oh, and by the way, you're an awesome audience. Denzel Washington.